In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 sewing patterns that you can use if you would like to create the perfect handmade capsule wardrobe this season. Hi everyone, I'm Sally. Welcome back to my channel, Secret Life of a Seamstress, where I love to talk all about sewing and making clothes. I hope you're all well and you're having a really good day. I've been on a journey recently to be a little bit more intentional with my sewing, but not only that, to build a wardrobe full of things that I know that I will love to wear. And that means finding and sewing patterns that work for me, that work really well with other garments in my wardrobe and that are sewn from fabrics that I know I really enjoy wearing and that I'll want to wear day to day. I've been doing a little bit of research into capsule wardrobes and the whole idea of having a capsule wardrobe. Now, I'm definitely not going to be someone who has a minimal capsule wardrobe. At the end of the day, I'm a sewist or a seamstress, or whatever you want to call me. And like so many of us, I just absolutely love sewing and making clothes. So I don't think the minimal is for me, but I do really like the idea of sewing and making a few really high quality garments, capsule wardrobe style, that are going to last me for years and in theory go with everything. So I've recently been thinking about some of the garments that I'd like to sew as part of a foundation of building this sort of capsule wardrobe. And I thought I'd share with you today what I've found in my research, along with some sewing patterns that are inspiring to me and that I might like to sew. Some I have already sewn and want to recommend to you. So Wikipedia defines the idea of a capsule wardrobe as a minimalist collection of clothes that can be put together in different ways to cover a variety of outfits and occasions. The aim is to have an outfit suitable for any occasion without owning excessive items of clothing. This is usually achieved by buying what are considered to be key or staple items in coordinating colours. That sounds kind of like the dream really, doesn't it? So I'm basing the garments that I'm going to be talking about today on some research that I've done about the kind of things that are advised to be included in a minimalist capsule wardrobe, because I thought these would be really great sort of basics and foundations and things that can be built on for creating all sorts of outfits for all sorts of occasions. The garment type number 1 is classic t-shirts. So I think it's really useful to have a couple of classic t-shirts in your wardrobe in probably white or black and maybe like a neutral colour as well. I am really fussy with ready to wear t-shirts now, and I think sewing has done that to me. I very rarely buy ready to wear t-shirts anymore, and if I do, then I am very particular about the type of fabric that they are made from. So I think making my own t-shirts is the way to go. So I do think I've already got myself a good classic scoop neck t-shirt pattern in the Agnes t-shirt by Tilly and the Buttons. You'll know how much I love that pattern already. I've made it so many times. I love the neckline on it. It's a really good layering piece. It's quite tight fitting, but I have made it with straighter seams as well, which just gives it a looser fit. What I'm actually searching for another sort of capsule wardrobe item or wardrobe sewing pattern is a good crew neck t-shirt. And I'm still on the hunt for my perfect crew neck t-shirt pattern. So this year, that is definitely something that I want to master. So here are a couple of t-shirt patterns that I've heard are really good ones to try. The first one is the True Bias Jessie t-shirt. I really love the look of this t-shirt. It's quite oversized, quite boxy. It has drop shoulders, short sleeves, and you can make it cropped or you can make it sort of hip length as well. I really like the style of this one. As I say, it looks nice and casual, and they do say that the crew neckline is quite wide on it, which I quite like. This Jessie t-shirt is actually free to newsletter subscribers actually, so if you are on the True Bias mailing list, you should receive this pattern free of charge, so it's a really good one to have in your stash. Another one I've heard is really great in the t-shirt department is the Helen's Closet Jackson tee and pullover pattern. So as t-shirts go, I think this one is quite similar in style to the True Bias pattern. But I did like the fact that it's actually gender neutral and it does come with a long sleeve and cuff variation as well. I think for me, I'm going to decide on one of these patterns and I'm going to have a go at sewing it up in a nice drapey, soft jersey, such as a bamboo or a viscose or something like that. I would like my version to be nice and drapey, but something I have been seeing quite a lot of around on the high street is more heavyweight t-shirts. So t-shirts that are sewn up from like a heavyweight cotton knit fabric, like a double knit or something like that. or even in some cases ponty as well, and I quite like the idea of that. I think they look a little bit more smart and they look really good tucked into, say, wide leg trousers or combat trousers and things like that. So if you have sewn either of those patterns up, please do let me know in the comments below what you thought of those patterns. And I think I've already asked this before, but if you do have any other great t-shirt patterns with a crew neck to recommend to me, then please do let me know in the comments below as well. The next garment type that I'm going to be looking to sew for my wardrobe this year is some good quality tank tops or vest tops. Again, like t-shirts really, I'm super fussy about the kind of jersey that I want to wear in my tank tops. I've not actually ever sewn a vest top or a tank top, so this is going to be something new for me this year. But since I am so fussy about my ready to wear tank tops and vest tops, I do think again that this is the way to go. And I think it's always really useful to just have a couple or a few good quality tank and vest tops in your wardrobe. They go with everything, don't they, in the summertime? I like to wear mine underneath cardigans, underneath shirts, with skirts and shorts and trousers, fire trousers and things like that in the summertime when it's warm. But they're really great layering pieces, aren't they? Because you can just throw them on. And if it gets warmer later in the day, you just need to remove a layer and you're good to go. So where I get a little bit confused about vest tops in terms of having them as capsule wardrobe pieces is that I feel you need a good few different styles. So there are fitted vest tops and there are also the more kind of oversized style vest tops, and I think they're both suitable for different purposes. I think there's definitely room in my own wardrobe for a few different styles of good quality tank tops or vest tops. So a couple of patterns that I came across in my hunt for the perfect vest top were, first of all, true bias again, the Zoe tank top. I really like the look of this pattern. I've seen quite a few people sew it up over on Instagram and here on YouTube, and it does look really lovely. I think it's got a lovely shape to it. You can make it in quite a few different styles, which I also like. So with the Zoe tank, you can either make it in a V neckline or you can make it in a round sort of scoop neckline. You can make it cropped, you can make it waist length, or you can make it as a dress. I think for me, I would love to sew up this Zoe tank top in a nice soft rib knit. And I think if you made those in lots of neutral colours, they would really work well in your wardrobe. Another tank top that I've heard is a really good one is the Paradise Patterns Blummer tank. I hope I'm saying that one right. I really love the look of this one. It's a different sort of style to the Zoe, as you'll see. The straps are quite a bit wider. It has a lovely scoop neck, kind of racer style back or racer style armholes, which I really like too. And I love how they've styled this one in the pattern images. I also love the colours that they use. They're really neutral, perfect for a capsule wardrobe. And I'm definitely going to be trying this vest top this year. Items or garments number 3 are some neutral and pretty cami tops. So this is one that I'm kind of on board with and I started to work on last year. Last year I spent some time updating my own cami top collection. I just find cami tops so useful and so pretty to wear underneath things like hand knit cardigans or shop bought cardigans, of course, and shirts. And they work well on their own in the summertime, of course, as well. So for me, the Ogden cami is my absolute favourite and go-to cami pattern. I have worked on it a little bit to make it right for me. I did find that the neckline was quite low the first time I made it. So I've worked on shortening the straps just to bring the neckline up a little bit. And now I think I've actually found my perfect cami top. So last year I spent a bit of time making a few different Ogden cami tops from lovely fabrics. One of my favourite fabric brands or fabric designers is Atelier Brunette. I think they do the most beautiful viscoses and rayons, but the two that I reach for time and again are these two. So these were both sewn up from a lovely Atelier Brunette viscose dobby fabric. I made one in a cream fabric and one in a kind of stony beige kind of colour, and I just feel as though they go with everything. I wear them all the time. So I think this year I'm going to be adding a couple more of those to my wardrobe, and something that I want to try this year is just to experiment with adding a few details to the Ogden cami, such as adding maybe a little bit of lace around the neckline, maybe a broderie anglaise trim or something like that. But if you're not keen on the Ogden cami, then another cami top pattern that I love is the Sew Over It silk cami. I like that it's a little bit more modest, I guess, than the Ogden Cami. It has a round scoop neck. The shoulder straps are slightly wider, so they're better for wearing a bra or something underneath. It's slightly longer in style than the Ogden Cami as well, and it has a really pretty curved hem, so it's really nice if you want to wear it out over clothes as well. So if you're going down the sort of luxurious capsule wardrobe style route, then I think sewing the silk cami up, obviously in a silk, would be perfect. But you could also sew it up again in a really lovely drapey viscose in neutral tones, and it would be a really great thing to just have in your wardrobe and wear underneath things all the time. The garment type number 4 is a shirt, or maybe a few good quality shirts. So shirts really are a classic in any wardrobe, aren't they? And recently I've really been getting into wearing shirts, which sounds weird to say, but it's not necessarily something that I maybe would have reached for in the past. But recently I've found the shirts that I own to be so useful in my wardrobe. As I've already said, I wear them over my Cami Tops, I wear them over my Agnes t-shirts, I wear them under jumpers and pullovers. And then in the summertime, I think they're also really great for wearing over dresses as a cover up if you get chilly in the evening, or even over swimwear and things like that if you are on holiday in the summertime. They're just really, really versatile. So you'll probably already know that one of my absolute favourite shirt patterns out there is the Logan jacket by Style Arc. I've sewn it so many times and I think it's so versatile. It just sews up so differently depending on what fabric you use. You can wear it for sort of innerwear and under things, and you can also make it as outerwear in a thicker fabric too, and it just works so well. But another couple of shirt patterns that have caught my eye that I would really like to try this year are, first of all, the Grainline Archer shirt. I did speak about this pattern in a recent video and it's really made me want to sew it up. I think it just looks like the perfect classic shirt, and I really like the pocket options that come with it. I'd love to sew this up in like a khaki tencel viscose twill or something that would be really nice and drapey, and would just be really great for either wearing on its own or again to wear over things as a layering piece. Another great shirt pattern that I've recently come across is this one, and I hope I'm going to pronounce this right. It's the Birdie or Bridie shirt by Pattern Scout. So this one again has got a really lovely classic look to it. I love the pockets on the front and I love how she styled it in the pattern image. It looks great from this sort of lightweight linen fabric, I think it is. So it would be a really good one again for the summertime for wearing with all of your classic summer outfits. What I really liked about this pattern though is that it does come with the option for sewing pin tucks in it, which I thought was really pretty, and I thought it was just something different to have in a shirt pattern. Silk shirts are really in on the high street too, and I can imagine this Bridie shirt being sewn up from a lovely silk, and I think that would be a great piece to have in your wardrobe, something that would just be timeless and would last you year after year. So let's move on to garment type number 5, and that is a Breton top, or again even a few Breton tops. I love a good stripy top, or a stripy anything really. I'm so attracted to stripes. If ever we see, or if ever I'm out shopping and I see a striped item, I always want to buy it. So Breton tops are just something that I think I will always have in my wardrobe. I just find they come in so useful, and actually I'm wearing one today. I think the good thing about a classic Breton top is that, well, it is just so classic, isn't it? And I feel as though if you have like a navy stripe one or a black stripe one, it really does go with so many different things because the colours are so neutral. This year I'm going to be replacing a couple of Breton tops that I've had from Breton for so many years, and I've worn them so much that they've actually had to be thrown away or put into the fabric recycling because they are just past their best now. So I really do want to replace those with my own handmade versions. I think a great Breton top sewing pattern is of course the Cocoa top by Tilly and the Buttons. It's definitely my preference. So I think the Cocoa top works so well in a more sort of structured jersey. You can make it from a French terry or a ponte or something like that, and you get that nice boxy look. The top that I'm wearing today is actually a Cocoa top, but I've sewn this one from a drapey viscose jersey, and I actually think it works really well. I love wearing this version. If you don't fancy the Cocoa, then another good one is the Tessuti Patterns Brigitte top. I hope I'm saying that right again. It's similar to the Cocoa in style. It has that lovely boat or slash neckline, and you can make it either with 3/4 sleeves or long sleeves as well, so a little bit of variation there. I love how they've sort of two-toned stripes in the pattern pattern image here. I think that looks really nice, and it's something that I might try and have a go at in the summertime. But for me, yeah, I think I'm going to be going back to my old favourite, the cocoa top, but I'm going to be sort of elevating the tops I'm going to be making with really lovely, good quality jersey fabrics that feel really nice to wear and that I know are going to last me a long time. So I'm thinking maybe a double knit fabric, something with a little bit of weight to it, maybe a very light French terry, something that would be good for taking me through the sort of transitional months, so where it is a little bit chilly still, but you want to get your spring and summer makes out too. Item number 6 is a relaxed blazer. So I think if you look up any sort of list or instruction for a capsule wardrobe and what to include in it, a blazer will definitely be in there. And this follows on quite nicely for me from my previous capsule wardrobe video that I did, where I just listed a few things that I'd like to sew for the autumn and winter time. So a blazer was on that list, and I haven't actually made it yet. You're probably thinking that I really need to stop talking about it and just get on with it, because I've been going on about it for so long now and I haven't even started to sew it. I think I am scared, basically. I'm quite nervous. It's going to be one of the biggest things that I've ever sewn, and I am a little bit sort of put off by the amount of pieces that there are in there. But nonetheless, I do need to get it done, and when it is done and when I've managed to perfect it, which I hope I will, I think it's going to be a really useful wardrobe staple. So with blazers at the moment, I think they're being worn much more casually than they are traditionally thought of as sort of workwear. I love how they're being worn over jeans and leggings with chunky boots and with trainers and things like that. So I think a blazer is just something that is really useful to have. I think you might not wear it every single day, but you might want to pull it out when you are going somewhere a little bit more fancy, or if you have a sort of casual outfit that you want to dress up a little bit. The pattern that I'm planning to sew is the Avid Seamstress, the blazer. I have it all ready, I just need to get on with it. Another great blazer pattern is of course the Heather blazer by Friday Pattern Company, and I've heard really only good things about this pattern. I think it's quite an easy sew as blazers go, and it's a really good one if you do want a more casual style. If you fancy a more involved blazer sew, something with a lot of tailoring details in it, then the Closet Core Jessica blazer. Some of these names are so difficult to pronounce, aren't they? I think I'm saying that right. This one looks super tailored but super pretty as well. I love how they've styled it with the yellow undercollar in this image. So if you are a little bit more experienced or you fancy a challenge, then this one is a great one to try as well. Garment type number 7 is a camel coat. So this is something that I can actually tick off my list, because recently, or over the last few years, I've made not 1, not 2, but 3 camel coloured coats. So I think I'm definitely there with the camel coat. However, again, if you are researching the items that you should have in a classic capsule wardrobe, then a trench coat is something that always features really highly. So I have made a kind of relaxed style trench coat before in the Jack trench. One day I would really like to have a go at making a proper trench coat, if I can say proper, you know what I mean, the more sort of tailored style, Inspector Gadget type coat. I think if you have a classic trench coat in your wardrobe, it's just going to last you for years and years. They never really go out of style or out of fashion, do they? I think you can just wear them with absolutely everything at the moment. So a couple of great trench coat patterns that I found are this one, which is the Deer and Doe Luzerne trench coat. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This one is a lovely fitted, almost fit and flare style trench coat. It has all the classic details to it and it looks great over a dress like this. If you want that really sort of longer, I'm going to say it again, Inspector Gadget type coat, then the Isla trench by Named Clothing looks amazing. I really like the style of this one. It is really, really classic, not so fitted as the Luzerne trench coat. This one is sort of quite straight, and I think it would be great again for just wearing over anything. I think you could style it up or style it down depending on your preference. So yeah, a lovely classic sort of beige or camel style trench coat would be great if you sew it up with a lovely cotton tweed, something with a bit of drape but also something with some nice structure as well. And then last on my list, item number 8 is a pair of tailored black trousers. So I have recently talked about tailored wide leg trousers, so I thought for this video I would actually talk more about tapered leg style trousers, because I think they are just as in at the moment and as timeless actually as a pair of wide leg trousers, because you can wear them in so many different ways. I think you can wear them with a pair of trainers or a pair of sneakers, pair of flat sandals, or you can dress them up a little bit more if you are going to work or in an office or something like that. You can wear them with a pair of heels and they just look lovely, particularly with, say, a blouse or a top or a jumper tucked in. A lovely pair of tapered leg black trousers would work so well with all of the other tops that I've talked about in this video so far. I can imagine them with a lovely sort of white silk shirt tucked in. That would look really smart and really classic, perhaps with your trench coat over the top. Or you could wear them slightly more casually with your Breton top tucked in and another camel coat or something over the top. A couple of great tapered leg trouser patterns that have caught my eye recently are firstly the Megan Nielsen opal trousers. This is a pattern that's been on my radar of things to make for so long, and I'd really like to try them this year. These ones are quite relaxed actually, as trousers go. These have a nice paper bag waist and a nice tapered leg. So I really like the paper bag waist. It's quite a high or quite a big sort of paper bag band. So you could reduce that if you wanted to, just to make them a little bit less obvious. But yeah, I really think these would be lovely sewn up in a drapey cotton twill or a chino fabric or something like that. Another good one I found, you can always rely on Stylark, I think, can't you? But I found these Brooklyn pants by Stylark. I think these, again, are a really lovely tapered leg trouser. They have both slant pockets on the front and patch pockets at the back, and best of all, they have a nice elasticated waist. Then lastly, the Closet Core Pietra trousers are a great tapered leg trouser pattern as well. I can imagine these being worn with a nice classic white t-shirt and a pair of brogues with a nice jacket over the top, and I think there are just so many different ways that you can style these. Again, you could sew them from black, but you could also sew them from a variety of other classic colours like grey or beige or even white, and I think they would last you really well. That concludes my roundup of 8 great sewing patterns that you might want to include if you are planning a capsule wardrobe for the season ahead. Do let me know in the comments below if you would add any patterns. Let me know if you are interested in this whole capsule wardrobe thing like me. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more lovely sewing videos every Sunday morning at 8 AM. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like as well. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye.